Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Mandy. I do a lot of planning type of videos, basically for a busy mom lifestyle. I do a lot of anything that can help out a busy mama. Let's just say that. And a lot of that has to do with planning. But you will see me do a lot of planning in my system for home care. And today I wanted to talk about what is home care. So we will go into that in just a few minutes. It's basically like your chores or your cleaning around the house, and we will go into why I call it home care and all of that good stuff, how I involve my kids, how I incorporate the FlyLady system, and if that sounds of interest to you, keep watching, and I thank you for being here, and let's get to it. Okay, so I first just want to say thank you for being here. If you like this video at any point, I would love it if you could hit the thumbs up button because that helps me figure out what kind of videos you like, as well as supports my channel very, very much. And if you haven't already and you find this video helpful, I want to tell you now, I would love it if you subscribed and join this community. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm at Mandy_Chavez chapters. And that is where I'll show a lot of, details and pictures of things that I may not be able to just easily show you here in a video. So again, thanks for being here. And the first thing I want to talk about is what is home care? So I don't know if other people call it home care. I just started calling it home care because it's basically caring for my home. And I felt like the word chores and cleaning, I don't feel like I get like a negative vibe from them, but I didn't want it to come to where, I don't know, chores just sounds like a lot of work that you don't want to do, or maybe it's just come off and been perceived that way in my mind. But I wanted to bring in like a term or something that I could use with my kids where it really was more of a meaning of what we're doing. So to me, cleaning and taking care of the things in our home and cleaning our home, that's all part of caring for our environment. And when I was a Montessori teacher, I loved the concept that the kids learned how to care for their environment. They picked up after themselves. We, as a teacher, we taught them to do that. We taught them that inside, like, it's good to take care of your things, other people's things around you. It basically shows gratefulness for where the things that you have and the home that you live in or the place that you're in. So basically, I decided instead of calling it care of environment like I did in the classroom, I decided at home we would call it home care. I would kind of picture myself saying to my kids, like, do your chores. And I just don't know if maybe that settled in me like early on, that chores were just like chore. It's like work. And it all is work. Everything we do takes some work. So for me, I wanted it to have like a more of a positive spin to it. So I said, we're going to call it home care. I realized the words home care can refer to like a care home or something, but it's fine because caring for your home, that's what it is. And that's what home care is in our household. So another thing that I do for our home care system is I use the FlyLady system as a guide. I don't necessarily do everything every time it's scheduled and all of that, but the FlyLady system to me is a very, very nice, flexible. Some might say it's not flexible because maybe you feel like you have to do everything as it's told, but I like to take processes and make them work for our flow and routines. And the FlyLady system has been very helpful in that. I use it as a guide. She has an app. She has, there's tons of stuff online about it. There's many YouTubers that talk about it and show the systems in their homes. So basically I use the FlyLady system, and I think it's kind of funny because that's another funny name to me. If anyone did think home care was a funny name, FlyLady is a funny name, but there's ton of information. I'm not going to go into all of that and teach you about the FlyLady system in this video, but I did want to say that I incorporate that. I need guides. I need something that tells me, do this on this day, or you can do this on this day, or this week, or this month, that kind of thing. And I will try my best. And that's something that has been so helpful, since I'm not only caring for my whole home here, but I'm trying to have my family involved in that as well. And if I was the total mastermind behind the whole thing, I would probably get overwhelmed and have to give up. So I incorporate the FlyLady system when I'm doing my planning for our home care and our cleaning system throughout the day, the week, and the month. And I basically just make it work with our schedule and routines, because in our life, it's always changing. Even though we are home and I'm basically homeschooling, we still have a lot of things going on. I mean, just my son's baseball is keeping us pretty busy, right? So it changes all the time with seasons, different months, different things going on. So the FlyLady system basically works into our routines and the priorities that we have for that day, week, or month. Now I want to tell you how I incorporate that into our routines where I'm involving my kids. Basically, the FlyLady system has what's called a weekly blessing. And you can make this weekly blessing anything that works for you. I've taken most of the items on her weekly blessing list and kind of added a couple other things that I like to have done on a weekly basis. Maybe I didn't include some of the things too, but she has a list. It basically consists of like vacuuming, dusting, sweeping, mopping, just a few other things. But what I have done is, because those things are something that I can give to my kids, I go ahead and split those up throughout the week, and I put them on a list for my kids to do throughout the week. So for example, we have a whiteboard in our dining room that we do a lot of homeschool stuff on, and I write at the bottom corner so my 7-year-old son can reach it and check it off if he would like to, or erase it. I write the things that he needs to do that day. So there's always tidy. By the end of the morning or midday, the house can be pretty full of toys everywhere, because I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old as well. And they're just, playing a lot throughout the morning as I'm getting going and we're getting going. So basically, like, for example, Mondays, I have my son clean toilets and vacuum couches and tidy. So it's like a list of 3 things, and he knows that he does those things. I will go over it with him before we get going, like after breakfast, basically. So before we get going throughout the day, because all the time before breakfast, they've kind of relaxed, played, and it's time to get going with breakfast, with school, and whatever else we have going on the rest of the day. Usually we end up going outside to play after school. So we kind of leave the house until later in the day to mess it up. And I will go over what his home care items are for Monday and each day, so forth. So for Monday, I would sit there and say, okay, breakfast is over. We've done some school. Now we are going to tidy. And then I would tell him the 2 items. It's usually no more than 2 items to do that don't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes. And sometimes they take only 5 minutes. So for example, I have taken the time to teach him how to clean the toilets with toilet bowl cleaner and a brush on a weekend. And that's something I would suggest, is anything that you want your kids who are old enough to do on their own, spend the first few times doing the home care item with them. And then you can kind of trust that they can clean on their own. And of course, there's going to be some mishaps. So yesterday, it must have gotten on my son's hand, the cleaner, and he wiped his hand on his shorts, and now he has some bleach spots on his shorts. So also make sure that you don't mind any cleaner possibly getting on their clothes, which I don't. He's 7. So I just took that opportunity to teach him, hey, so this is what happens if anything splashes out and we're not careful, or we get anything on our hands, which you really don't want to do. If it really bothers them, you can have them wear gloves. And then this is the importance of not touching our face, washing our hands immediately afterwards, and just being careful because the cleaner can also, have chemicals in it that would bleach a particle of clothing or carpet or something like that. And I have done this multiple times as an adult too, so I can't really blame him. But anyways, trying not to get off subject here, I basically take items from the FlyLady's weekly blessings and I put 2 items per day. And this is usually Monday through Friday. Anything that we don't get done by Friday turns into something to catch up on over the weekend. Now, you may be asking, what are your younger kids doing? So my 3-year-old, I usually try to involve somehow. No, I'm not going to give him cleaner or anything like that. I give him a wipey and I say, go ahead and go wipe down the cabinets or the doorknobs, wipe down the baseboards, wipe down the coffee table, the chairs, anything he can kind of reach. And he does. And he has a lot of fun doing it. And he feels involved. And we would do this every day, possibly. If there isn't a home care item that I feel like he can kind of take on, then I can give him that. He is learning how to tidy or clean up, so that is something that he'll do as well. And I have to say I'm so proud of him because yesterday he tidied everything up all by himself while his brother cleaned the toilets, and his 7-year-old brother cleaned the toilets and guided him through tidying and anything that he could help him with. He watched him clean a toilet. So at 3 years old, I'm not saying I'm going to make him clean toilets or clean all day long. Again, this is only like a 5 to 15 minute time frame that they are doing home care or cleaning, chores, whatever you want to call it. And my 3-year-old is being exposed to my 7-year-old taking care of the home. And that is honestly what really, the point of all of this is, for example, my 7-year-old had to see me do it and see me do it with joy and be happy about it. So now my 7-year-old's doing it. And yeah, there's times when he's kind of like, I don't want to do this or whatever, but it's 5 to 10 to 15 minutes at the most. I don't want it to be longer than that because I don't want them to get the idea that home care is a drag. I want them to see the benefits of it. My 3-year-old usually is helping, but what's my 1-year-old doing? So typically I am laying my 1-year-old down for her nap. It's a very quick lay down process, so I'm not gone for long. I'm laying my 1-year-old down while my kids are doing their home care items. Then I get to come down, make sure everything's good. If he's not done yet, I can guide him. If he's done, I can, see how he did, and we can do payout. Now, I want them to have the intrinsic motivation, but I also do believe in having that like instant reward feeling as well. And I've noticed in the past that my kids can get, like, it kind of falls to the back burner. For all of us, right? It can fall to the back burner. And in my mind, I can say, oh, it'll get done later, and it honestly doesn't. So I have also incorporated a little bit of a payout system. Now, my 7-year-old is really wanting to save for, let's just say, a really big Lego, a very costly, big Lego purchase. And I have agreed to help him with it as long as he can earn some of the rest of the money. We have birthdays like shortly after Christmas, and then nothing much comes up till Christmas again for the kids. And I like to try to help them out throughout the year. And I mean, I want to get him things, but I also don't want to just say, here's some stuff, I want him to show him there's occasions for that. And now I'm able, at 7, I feel good about teaching him how to earn some of these purchases. So at the end of every single home care time frame, so for example, at the end of Monday yesterday, I was able to see that he had cleaned the toilets and vacuumed the couches, and I give him 2 tickets. So each ticket is 50 cents. So he gets $1 for doing 2 home care items. And at the end of the week, so he gets the ticket, and I'll give one to my 3-year-old. He loves it. My 7-year-old will write his name on it so I know the difference. They put him in a jar that's sitting on our dining room table. And then on Friday, or if we don't get to it Friday for some reason, on Saturday, we will count up the tickets, and I'm teaching him, like, this is 50 cents, this is 50 cents, and he'll add it up. And he basically earns $4 to $5 a week. And I am totally okay with that because he has a goal in mind. We also do the Dave Ramsey kind of thing where I'm teaching him so at the end of the week, if he has $5, he will put some money towards savings, some money towards donation or tithe, and then he will put some money towards spending. And he's really having a good time learning about that. I'm enjoying teaching him about that. And ultimately, I'm enjoying him seeing him get closer and closer to his goal of that purchase that he wants. For now, my 3-year-old is totally content with just going around with the wipey and doing some of those little things to help out his brother and his mommy. And when I give him a ticket, he loves it. He doesn't ask me at the end of the week, oh, what's mine or anything. And I make sure not to go over those tickets or payouts with my older in front of my 3-year-old. I do that when he's napping because I just don't really think that that's something I want a 3-year-old to want to. Basically, I don't think he's ready to see, I don't want him to think that he's going to always get something. So he's totally content and fine with that. And my 7-year-old has been good with, me paying him out and seeing him get closer to his goal. There have been some days where I'm like, okay, it's home care time, or kind of in a time crunch, or, oh, you're really wanting to finish this movie or go play, with this. What do you want to do? Are you going to do your home care at this time like we usually do? Are you going to try to do it later, which we've seen that sometimes doesn't happen? And just yesterday, he hadn't finished vacuuming the couches before, the afternoon came upon us. And I said, well, we're done with school. We're done with lunch. It's home care time. You get free choice after home care. Are you good? And he almost said no to vacuuming the couches. And I said, don't forget though, that's 50 cents. So that would be your two chores today, or your 2 home care items today would be $1. So you would be a little further from your goal. So he just gets those little reminders, and he was like, no, I can vacuum the couches. So that really just made me happy to see that he was able to, I was able to help him think through that and him realize, no, it's not worth it to just, not do what I'm supposed to do to reach my goal. So that was good for me to see that he chose to do what would help him reach his goal. After the weekend comes, what we try to do is something as a family. We try to do a good half-hour cleanup time. I like my kids to see my husband involved. My husband does help me out a lot with a lot of the cleaning, and I like it that my kids can see that he's helping and it's not just always mom and the kids. So we will have a half-hour time typically on Saturday or Sunday where we are working on the home. A lot of times I can't get to mopping over the week just because I have little kids running around and stuff. So we will mop, do anything. It's kind of like our catch-up time. Do anything that didn't get done. A lot of times I'm decluttering. I may be even vacuuming again and just getting the house ready to go for the week. And we pick out a half-hour time. We put some music on. We involve our kids. We give them a little job to do. And this is also a good time to introduce a new home care chore in case you need to be there to teach them how to do it. So a lot of times I will be there teaching my son how to do something that maybe he's already doing but needs a little bit more guidance on, or a completely new item that I can be there to help him and guide him in doing more of the details. So that way that I know that I can do my items or do what I need to do and trust that he's able to do mostly a good job in the item that I've given him to do. Like, I didn't just show him how to do toilets and leave him alone. Like, I've had to guide him through that and eventually, and I do to this day, feel very confident that he can clean a toilet. However, just yesterday, as I mentioned, he's learned some things on being careful and just, there's things that happen. Okay, you guys, that is basically how I incorporate cleaning in my home. I call it home care. I incorporate the FlyLady system. I incorporate the Dave Ramsey budgeting system. And all in all, it's not perfect, but it's working for us right now. I am curious to see in the future how it might change. If you are curious about those changes or how we do things, go ahead and follow along, subscribe if you are new, and I will share with you guys if anything changes in the future, but for now, that's what it is. Thank you guys for joining me today. Let me know if you have any cool ideas in incorporating your kids or involving your kids in your system. Let me know where you guys are at. Are you guys using any of those systems like Dave Ramsey or any type of budgeting system, I guess, FlyLady or any type of cleaning system? And let me know if you guys will be doing any of these things in your home as well. Again, thank you so much. I will see you very, very soon for my next one. Have an awesome, amazing day and a busy, blessed life that we have here.